Hey guys, what's going on? Just wanted to do a little intro to the video I'm going to shoot today. It's Friday again, so I'm doing another day of as many reps as possible with my final set. The difference is last week I was doing 4 working sets on squats. Today I got 7 working sets and then my as many as possible. But I have no fear. I'm feeling great this week. I've squatted already Monday, Wednesday this week. It's Friday and my legs feel really fresh today. So I'm really adapting well to the frequency. Everything feels great. So I'm excited to bench. I'm excited to deadlift. I am a little concerned about deadlifting after 7 sets of squats, one which is all out. But my deadlift is only one set all out. So hopefully, you know, my back holds up. On Monday I had a lot of fatigue in my back by the time I got the deadlifts, and although the weight was moving okay, I just felt really a lot of tension in my lower back, and that always concerns me. As a tall guy, I've had always, you know, back problems here and there. None in a long time, but you know, every now and then I'll tweak it a little bit. So I'm excited today to do my as many as possible, and I wanted to talk just a little bit about what goes through my mind as far as why the hell I go to the gym, you know, 5-6 days a week, eat the way I do. And something occurred to me years ago when I was in one of those gym ruts where I was kind of in the gym, out of the gym. You know, I would be good in the gym for 3 or 4 months when I was in my 20s, and then I would get bored of it, or I would stop making progress, or I would just feel like, you know, I was putting more effort in than I was getting out of it. And you know, and obviously that was either nutrition or program design or focus. But I've reached a point in my life where I've realized, like, I'm going to go to the gym no matter what. If you take away all the people in the gym, if you take away the gym, I'll find a way at home. I'll be doing push-ups on the chairs, and I'll be doing curls with milk jugs, whatever it is. I'm going to find a way to do some resistance training of some sort. So with that in mind, for it to be worth my time, all the effort that I put into this, I want to improve. I want to be continuously getting better. You know, the company, one of the companies that I'm lucky enough to be sponsored by is called Outwork Apparel. And I think a lot of people, you know, will probably see that Outwork logo and think, you know what, that's a little bit egotistical to think that you outwork people or that you work harder than someone. And the reason I really like the Outwork logo and the Outwork just outlook on life is because it doesn't apply just to the gym. It applies to everything you do. You can outwork every aspect of your life, and I promise you will be successful. And you know, for years I was the guy that got by on talent or got by on intelligence, or just, you know, I was just happy getting by. And guess what I got in return? I just got enough. You know, I always had enough. I always had a decent job. When I decided to go back to school and get my graduate degree, you know, and actually start applying myself and pushing myself out of my comfort zone, guess what happened? I started getting more, and I started getting the things in life that, you know, that don't come easy, and I stopped blaming other people or luck or looking at the world like, you know what, the reason those people have those things isn't because they work harder than me. It's because they were handed them. And, you know, I probably had a little sense of entitlement, but in the end, I always knew that you get out of something what you put into it. So the reason I like the Outwork lifestyle is because you get out of something what you put into it. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm pushing myself in so many directions that I have never been. You know, not just related to fitness, not just related to my company Pro Physique, but related to my friends, my family, anything I can do. You know, I'd like to think I'm a better son than I used to be, a better friend than I used to be, you know, the best husband I can possibly be, and in April I'm going to be the best father I can possibly be. And I've had great role models in my life. So sometimes it just takes a while to realize these things. You know, looking back, I coasted a lot. I coasted on some gifts that I had, some talent that I had, some resources that I had, but I don't want that anymore. And you know, I've realized this a while ago, and you know, I've had some great influences on me in my fitness career and bodybuilding career that have allowed me to kind of blossom both mentally and physically. Not to say that I'm great in any means compared to anybody else, but compared to me. One thing I always like to think is, you know, there's some freaks of nature out there like, you know, obviously like Doug Miller and Philip Ricardo. And the difference between me and Doug Miller is not that he works harder than me or he puts more effort into his training and his diet. You know, there's obviously some, you know, biological differences. But what I like to imagine is, what would I look like if Doug Miller had my body to build? Like if mentally he was in, and if, and, you know, same situation. If I was given Doug Miller's genetics, what would I look like? I'd like to think I'd look just like him, and I'd like to think, you know, if he had my genetics, that he would, you know, look like me. And so it's crazy to think about that. You know, we're all our own either worst enemy or we're all our own best supporters. So I think it took me a few years, probably into my early 30s, until I really started focusing on the things that I wanted to do and not letting distractions and surroundings affect me as much as they do. Maybe that's part of growing up, being comfortable with yourself, but you know, that's why I love the whole outwork approach, because it just, you can just apply it to every part of your life, you know. And if you want to be more inspired, go watch some of Ryan Doris's videos. That dude, you know, he talks about you know, a little deeper on these topics, and it's really great to listen to. But being associated with people like Ryan and Lane and Tommy and Doug, Alberto and Ben Esgro and Joe Klemzeski, like these people that I've looked up to and admired, that are my peers, they make me hold myself to a higher standard, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. So anyway, I'm gonna go in there today, hopefully kill this session, hit some great reps on the squat, the bench, and the deadlift, get some video for you guys. I hope you're liking the more frequency of the videos. I realize there's not a lot of variation right now, but 2014 is going to be crazy. So in the next coming months, I'm going to be doing Australia. I'm going to be, you know, having a son. I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be helping Lane host a bodybuilding show. I'm going to be having clients compete. I'm going to be traveling to some events around the country. I'm planning to go out to California to hang out with August Lovato and Robbie Sardinia and Alberto and Jeff Alberts, and you got out there to see those guys on the West Coast this year. So I may try to get up to New York, see Ron Parmeter. You know, at some point this year is going to be a big year. So stick with me with these videos. Hopefully you're getting something out of the day-to-day stuff that I go through, and then you'll have some fun traveling with me and doing what I do. I'm also going to get a better camera. This camera's been great, but there's just some higher quality cameras out there. The new Canon 120, I think I'm going to go get it. Anyway, if you guys have any feedback on anything I said, I really appreciate it. I love the comments. I realized the video I did the other day, I called it Daily Undulating Periodization, and then I talked a lot about my oatmeal. My apologies if you guys didn't want to hear about my oatmeal. That was just something I did because a lot of my clients have been asking about, you know, some stuff like that, so I wanted to just put a little video out there. Those guys provide a good product, and you know, they're good people. So if I bothered you by calling the video that, I apologize. I'll try to make the video's titles more appropriate. Regardless, it's time to squat. Alright guys, so here we go. This is my final set of squats for the day. I did 6 sets prior to this with 4 reps. So I did 6 sets of 4. Last week, using the same weight, I did 4 sets. So 3 sets of 4, and then I did as many as possible set. And I got 8 reps on the final set. So this week I actually did more sets. This is my 7th set, same weight, and this is my first rep. So we'll see how many I get here. I already know. one thing I'll say right off the bat, I was feeling really good on this day, and my balance felt better. I just felt like I was in more control of the bar. I wasn't in a hurry to get down to the bottom or in a hurry to get to the top. I took my time between reps. So I think what's important to take away from that is that it's not only important to get stronger, it's also important to get better at the skill. So there's a lot involved in a squat, so I think we get caught up in focusing on just strength when the skill of squatting is, for some of us, more difficult than others, but for me particularly, it's great when it feels comfortable. So my goal for the day was, since I got 8 last week, I was really hoping that 10 would be realistic. But I was a little doubtful because I did, more sets and more volume. But lo and behold, I got to the 10th rep, and I felt I had more in me. And what happened from there was actually my best rep of the entire set. After I reviewed this, was my 11th rep. I took some deep breaths. I got everything locked in. I think that's the 10th rep right there. And you see my speed was kind of slow, but I kind of refocused and I told myself I wanted one more. And this turned out to be my best rep of the set. Right here. And then my speed actually picked up. So I said, you know what, I got to do one more. I can't end with my speed being that high. So I took another one, and speed came way down again. And I thought, I might have one more, but I was happy with 12 and racked it and moving on to bench. And this week I actually trained a spotter to help me on bench. So last week I did 4 total sets of bench. So this week was 6 total sets. And last week was 290, and when I did as many as possible with 290, I got 7 reps. So weight went up a little bit this week. This is 305, and it also felt much smoother and much easier. So very pleased with that effort. Turns out to get 6 total reps here. Again, the 7th rep. When I see the bar speed slowing down that much, I know the next one's going to be such a grinder that it may or may not be worth it. And this was my one working set of deads. I find that after squatting, I don't need a whole lot of warm-ups. I do a couple of 135, a couple of 225, a couple of 315. I think I did a double at 365, and then I just went straight to 410. You can see my 2.5 pound plates I had to purchase. And Monday I struggled on deadlifts as far as fatigue, but with 410 on the bar, I felt pretty good today. I was really struggling. I couldn't find my Versa grip, so I had to pull out the old school Harbinger wraps. I haven't been doing mixed grip for a while, so I didn't want to try it today. So I really need to find my Versa grips. I was really struggling with the grip on these. But I actually had to reset a little bit between reps just to make sure the wraps would hold tight. But the deadlift itself felt really good. Some people have been reprimanded in this gym for making noise while deadlifting, so I really wanted to make sure that I didn't get reprimanded yet. I'm not even at 500 pounds yet, so it's going to get louder, so I'm trying to control the weight on the way down. That may or may not hinder me. Maybe I could have got one more rep, but regardless, after all the squatting I did, I was really pleased with this effort, considering last week I did one set with 385 and only got 8. So, to jump up 25 pounds and get 7 reps. This is my 7th rep right here. I'm happy with the effort. Rack the weight, time to go home.